Well, hey there, folks. Bob Sack here, and welcome to your daily brief for Sunday, November 2nd. Now, I've got a story today about a bull rider who did something nobody else on the planet has done. A horse with a name longer than my grocery list who just became a world champion, and, I kid you not, scientists have figured out something that might actually help with one of the most embarrassing problems your horse can have. Plus, there's romance in the air between a country music star and a jewelry queen, and Willie Nelson's still teaching us lessons about breaking the rules. So pour yourself another cup of coffee, prop your boots up, and let's get into it. All right. Let's start with the big news from down under. Because, folks, what happened at the PBR Australia Grand Finals is the kind of stuff that makes you shake your head in disbelief. Brady Fielder. And I want you to remember this name because your grandkids are going to ask you about it someday. Brady Fielder just became the only rider in the entire world to hit 100 qualified rides in a single season. 100.
Now, let me put that in perspective for you. That's not like hitting 100 home runs or scoring 100 touchdowns. This is 8 seconds on the back of a 2,000-pound animal that really, really doesn't want you there. And Brady did it 100 times in 1 year without getting bucked off. I mean, come on. The durability alone. This man must be made of leather and wire.
But wait. The story gets better. Kurt Shephard from North Queensland claimed the 2025 Australian Championship with a $100,000 check and 2,263 points. Now, Kurt's been at this a while, but this year was extra special because he's also a brand new dad. So he goes home with a gold buckle and a baby. Try fitting both of those in your trophy case. But here's what I love about this season. Kurt had to earn every single one of those points because there was this Brazilian cowboy named Luan Christian Camara breathing down his neck the entire time. Luan left Brazil, left home, folks, on the recommendation of the legendary Adriano Moraes to come compete in Australia. That's like somebody telling you there's gold in Alaska, so you pack up and move to the frozen tundra on just their word. Glenn Young, who runs PBR Australia, said the battle between Kurt and Luan was nothing short of epic, and he called Luan the quiet achiever. I love that. While everyone was watching Kurt, Luan was just steadily racking up points, finishing as national runner-up and Rookie of the Year. The man picked up an extra $30,000 in bonuses. Not a bad first year in a foreign country. And you know what Glenn said that really got me? He said either cowboy would represent the gold buckle with pride and honor, so there's no real loser. That's the spirit of this sport right there. These guys are trying to beat each other, sure, but there's respect, real respect. Oh, and Daniel Keeping went 4 for 4 at the grand finals with a perfect performance to win the average champion title. When the pressure's on and the lights are brightest, some guys just show up different, you know. Now here's a number that'll blow your mind. This event generated almost $4 million in overnight visitor spending. $4 million. That's not just cowboys having fun. That's an economic engine. Cities are fighting to host these events now, and you can see why.
All right, speaking of champions, let me tell you about a horse with a mouthful of a name who just won the ARHFA Healing World Championship. DT Hickory's Angus. And yes, you got to say the whole thing, apparently. And his rider, Jeremy Bueller, just took home the title. Now, this horse is sired by Hickory Holly Time, who's basically royalty in the ranch horse world. His babies consistently produce champions, and DT Hickory's Angus is proof that good breeding matters.
But here's what I appreciate about the DT Horses program. They don't rush these horses. They're not pushing 2-year-olds into the arena before they're ready, running up vet bills and creating head cases. They take their time, build confidence, create a partnership. And yeah, it takes longer, but you end up with horses that stay sound, stay sane, and have long careers. Smart horsemanship isn't always fast horsemanship, folks. Sometimes the slow way is the right way. Now, before we go any further, let me tell you about something that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. You know how you go to a rodeo or one of those big Vegas conventions, and you find all these amazing custom products from vendors you've never seen before? Then you get home and think, man, I wish I'd bought that, but now you can't find them anywhere. Well, problem solved. The Rodeo Network has gathered all those vendors in one place at lovemyhorse.com. Same products, same vendors, available all year long. It's like having the shopping floor of the NFR right there on your computer. Head over to lovemyhorse.com and check it out. Trust me, you'll thank me later. All right, let's switch gears and talk about something that might actually help your horse, because I know some of you are dealing with this right now. Free Fecal Water Syndrome. There, I said it. Look, I know it's not the most glamorous topic, but if you've dealt with it, you know it's frustrating as all get out. Your horse is basically leaking water at the most inconvenient times, you're constantly cleaning, and your horse is uncomfortable with skin irritation. Well, the good news is that researchers are finally getting somewhere with this. Turns out it's not just one thing. It's a whole combination of factors. Poor quality hay, sudden feed changes, stress, water consumption changes in winter, gut microbiome imbalances. It all plays in. Now, I can't give you a magic pill here, but I can tell you this. Good quality forage, proper parasite management, keeping stress low and paying attention to hindgut health, that's your recipe. It takes work, but our horses are worth it, aren't they? And while we're talking horse health, let me tell you about something that's got veterinarians pretty excited. It's called Arthramid, and folks, this might actually be a game changer for joint health. Now, I've seen a lot of joint treatments in my day. Most of them work like this. Inject, horse feels better for a while, repeat. You're on this endless cycle of management. But Arthramid works differently. It's a polyacrylamide hydrogel. Yeah, I know, sounds like something from a science fiction movie. But what it does is integrate into the joint's synovial membrane and helps restore normal function. And get this, it could be a one-time treatment instead of endless injections. They're using it in horses, they're using it in dogs now, and they're even looking at human applications. When something works across multiple species like that, you know you're onto something real. They're presenting this research at all the major veterinary conferences, so keep your eyes on this one. Now let's talk music, because Willie Nelson said something recently about Ray Charles that everybody needs to hear. Willie's been talking about Ray Charles's album, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music, and how it wasn't just crossing genre boundaries, it was demolishing them. Picture this. Early 60s, America's still deeply divided, and here comes Ray Charles, an R&B legend, recording country standards, and not just recording them, owning them so hard that even the traditionalists had to admit it was brilliant. That took courage, folks. Real courage. Willie says the lesson Ray taught everyone is that great music transcends those artificial boundaries the industry tries to put up. Music is music. If it's good, people will listen. And when Willie and Ray did Seven Spanish Angels together, come on. That song topped the country charts because it was just pure emotion and authenticity. Two masters making magic. Now, speaking of country stars, Mark Chesnutt's going through it right now, and I think we all need to send some good thoughts his way. Mark just got hospitalized for low sodium and high blood pressure. Had to postpone some tour dates on his, and this is fitting, redemption tour. See, Mark's been open about his journey to sobriety. He's already had heart surgery, and now this. But you know what I respect? He's not trying to tough it out and make things worse. He's taking care of himself. That takes real strength, folks. It's easy to push through when you shouldn't. It's harder to say, I need to take care of myself first. Mark understands that if he wants to keep performing for years to come, and we all want that, his health has to come first. We're pulling for you, Mark. And while we're on health battles, Catherine Bach, Daisy Duke herself from the Dukes of Hazzard, had surgery complications that led to an embolism. Serious stuff. But here's what got me. Her old co-stars from the show immediately rallied around her. People she hasn't worked with regularly in decades dropped everything to support her. That tells you something about the bonds formed on that set. They weren't just reading lines together. They were family. Still are family. Catherine's recovering now, thank goodness. But it's a good reminder. Pay attention to those warning signs after surgery. And don't hesitate to get help. All right. Let's end on something that'll make you smile. Jewelry designer Kendra Scott and country star Zac Brown are engaged. And folks, the proposal was perfect. Zac gave her a pink diamond. Now, if you know anything about Kendra's billion-dollar jewelry empire, you know that's exactly her style. Soft, warm, elegant. Just like her brand. But what I really love is that both of them have kids from previous relationships. And they're taking their time, doing it right, building this blended family with patience and respect. That's not always easy, but they're showing folks how it's done. Communication, respect, no rushing. That's the recipe. All right, folks, that's your daily brief for Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. We covered a world record that might never be broken. A championship battle between a Queensland cowboy and a Brazilian dreamer. Horses with fancy names and even fancier bloodlines. Some real breakthroughs in equine health. Country music legends teaching us about breaking boundaries. Stars showing us courage through health battles. And a romance that's blending two empires. This is Bob Sack reminding you that the Western world is a whole lot bigger and more interesting than most people think. We've got Brazilians winning buckles in Australia, R&B legends becoming country icons, and scientists and lab coats making life better for our horses. Don't forget to hit that link in the description to get news alerts sent straight to your phone. That way you won't miss a thing. Until tomorrow, folks, keep your cinch tight, your attitude loose, and remember, life's too short to ride boring horses.